We're taking a tactical pause in our developmental effort in delivering expedient leader or follower to the Army. So we're taking a tactical pause to step back and to reflect upon all of our collective efforts as a group. We are dedicating 16 of our trucks. So under the AGR program, which is Autonomous Ground Resupply, we have 16 developmental assets that we've been using to make sure that we are meeting our developmental plan to deliver the system to the Army. Under the AGR program, we're split into 3 increments. Each increment is two years, so a total of 6 years. And so we'll have these 16 trucks over the course of 6 years through FY21. And so really the reason why we're dedicating these vehicles is because every time we get an engineer, every time we get a government member that's a part of this team, this is complicated stuff that we're doing. It's a very high level of rigor activities, and sometimes people can get burned out. But when they see that vehicle data plate on that truck that they're working on, they're going to be reminded of why they're doing what they're doing and what their efforts could potentially help the Army achieve and what the soldiers' families could potentially achieve from this. So our overall goal is to not only deliver an amazing capability for the Army, but also something that's going to help protect soldiers and potentially reduce the amount of Gold Star families we have in our formation. 2 of the 16 soldiers that are being dedicated tomorrow, having trucks dedicated them tomorrow, are 2 of my former soldiers when I was company commander of the 126th Transportation Company PLS out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Those soldiers are Specialist Sean Murr, also goes by the name Ox, for his very large football stature. Great soldier. And also Specialist Joshua Campbell. I had these soldiers in my formation during my 2 years of company command, and then they got called for a mission. And those 2 individuals were one of many that raised their hand to join my adjacent truck company commander in our battalion to go to Afghanistan to perform that mission. And they did that, and they did it honorably, but unfortunately those were 2 soldiers that we couldn't bring home. So I have waited many years to be able to not only properly honor them and their families, and so I'm very humbled that I get to be a part of this opportunity to finally dedicate something in their name to where just let everybody know that we haven't forgotten their sacrifices. And so letting their families know that, you know, we haven't forgotten, and every day that we see these trucks, it's going to motivate us to work that much harder to make sure that the Army can achieve this robotic autonomous system strategy and vision.
I'm excited about this technology. I think it's cutting edge. I'm proud to be part of the Transportation Corps because we're out there leading it. It's something that I kind of envisioned this back when we started bringing trucks into the Army, and you know, we had the cavalry out there, and we had mules that were you know, moving the wagons on the battlefield, and there was a lot of naysayers out there saying, "Oh, those trucks will never replace my mule. My mule is great. It's always there. I just have to feed him, shoe him, and he'll always be there." And so there was a lot of naysayers. We're faced with a lot of naysayers now today, but really when you see this system in operation, it's awesome to see. It's amazing to see what these engineers have been able to do to make these trucks run, in my opinion, better than a human is behind the wheel.
That was excellent.
Yep.
Thanks, sir.
Sure thing. Well, for the big Army, what the robotics piece to all this is, in my mind, is we're taking soldiers out of harm's way and put them in a more protected environment. So I'm taking soldiers out, and we've done a great job of providing armor kits for these trucks. Actually doing here is now the commander has an option to either man the trucks or use the robotics piece to it, take some of those soldiers out and put them in vehicles like MRAPs or MATVs or JLTVs that offer a greater protection, plus they can also provide that convoy security as those convoys are moving down a supply route itself.